Hi guys, and welcome to my channel. Today I want to show you how to make chicken rissoles. Rissoles is something between hamburger patties and meatballs. In Russia we call them kotleti. To make chicken rissoles juicy sometimes can be very tricky, and I will share my grandmother's recipe on how she made them. Let's get started. You will need 4 large chicken breasts, which will equal to 900 grams, about 2 pounds of meat that we're gonna cut into pieces that we can feed through the meat grinder. And now, wait for it, we're gonna need 1 potato, 1 small wedge of green cabbage, 1 tomato, 1 onion, and about 4 to 5 garlic cloves. And all these vegetables have to be relatively small because after all we're making chicken rissoles, not vegetable rissoles. Yep, we're gonna add them to our meat mix, so cut them into small pieces, and yes, they're going through the meat grinder too. A tomato paste also will be added to our meat mix just to give it a little flavor kick. We need 1 tablespoon of tomato paste. Now let's talk seasoning. 1 tablespoon of kosher salt, 1 teaspoon of black pepper, or you could use white pepper. Then I'm gonna add 1 teaspoon of this spice called Fenugreek. If you don't know what it is, it comes in a seed form and then it ground up. It's very popular in Mediterranean cuisine and also in Southern Europe and Western Asia. It adds in the most amazing flavor to the meats, and it tastes like mustard, but it's very unique. Try it. I would also like to use 1 teaspoon of Hungarian paprika, just to give it a little bit color and taste, and 1 tablespoon of any dry herbs you like. I'm using cilantro, dill, parsley, and chives. Then we will need to add either 2 cups of fresh breadcrumbs that I'm gonna use the little blender to make those, or 1 cup of dry breadcrumbs, and that's all we need. And to bind all this, we will need 2 large eggs. Then you will need a meat grinder, and of course you could use this one, which I inherited from my mother. It's ancient one. Seriously, if you still have it in your household, you're probably very old, like me. Or you could use a little bit more modern one, an electric one that I have here. And we're gonna grind our chicken breast and all the vegetables in it, and you see how easy this all can be done in electric meat grinder. But let's say you don't have a meat grinder. What gonna be your options? You could use the food processor. You could use of course the ancient meat grinder that I showed you, or you could simply buy the ground chicken and use it, and then just vegetables you can cut it or chop it very fine. It all can be done without a meat grinder, so don't lose your hopes. And by the way, I'm not that old. Now, since everything ground up, let's make our rissoles mix. We're gonna add the spices to it, the dry herbs, the fresh breadcrumbs or the dry breadcrumbs, 2 large eggs we're gonna crack into it, and 1 tablespoon of tomato paste. Then we're gonna put our gloves on and mix it very well. Especially pay attention to the tomato paste. Make sure it's not in little chunks in there and it's all mixed in. And after that, we're just gonna let it sit for about 10 minutes so all the things can come together. To fry my rissoles, I'm gonna use a ghee. Ghee is a clarified butter, and I like to use it for specifically to fry rissoles. You could use a regular butter and maybe add a little bit of a cooking oil to it so it doesn't burn. So we're gonna put 3 tablespoons of ghee into our large skillet and heat it up, and you need to heat it up very well. Then we're gonna form our rissoles, and I like to have them this size, as you can see, that so they fit in the palm of my hand. If you make them too small, sometimes they're gonna come out not very juicy. So make them relatively kind of medium to large size. And then as you can see, they're ready to be turned over when they create a little bit of crust around the edges. And then wait till they have a little bit of color, and then turn them on the other side. And we are gonna fry them up, not to exactly to be ready all the way through, because after that we're gonna transfer them into a baking dish. We're gonna add 1 tablespoon of water, close it up with aluminum foil, and they're gonna go into the oven at 400 degrees Fahrenheit for about 5 to 7 minutes. This step is not necessary, but it's gonna make them very juicy. You don't have to put them in the oven. You can just leave them in a skillet and close the lid and let them steam there. But just look at the result. Thank you, Grandma. I hope you liked this video. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you soon. Bye.